The final video we're going to go over just real quick this retirement tab. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions that come up. I am also sure that there are probably several things that I forgot to go over or didn't articulate well enough. There's a lot of moving pieces here. I might even upload a couple of videos of just me doing something on an annual month for or on a month for myself. I'm sure there's a lot of things that we can do to make things easier for you. But again, you can always email us, reach out, let us know if there's something that you want to see us do, and I can talk that through very easily for you folks. So the last page again is the retirement page. This one's fun to look at. This really starts to autofill once you have all of your tabs filled in. Again, this will not work if you don't have your LifeTrack page or you decide not to use this page. So that's another reason why I highly recommend it. But again, this is looking at the projections and, retirement and all that fun stuff as well. So, going with John and Sarah, this tells you a little bit about their story right now, and they're already on track to see this expedite itself so much faster. And this gives you just kind of a little bit of a snapshot of where you're at and how close you are and whatnot. So, we have how much debt you have over here. That's obviously in red, you know, but in the book we talk about, the multiply by 25 rule, and I have some milestones here, what you need saved by, which, includes and doesn't include medical expenses, which we talk about, and also, you know, years you want to retire by, as well, so that's kind of the third thing that we go over, and that's kind of something that I sort of took aspects from the other two and just made it up. But it's just again something that's fun to look at. Um, I'll go over this very very quickly. Again, this all autofills based off of you filling out all these other tabs, and at the moment John and Sarah have close to $24,000 total, which you find here. All of their accounts add up to close to $24,000. And assuming that they're able to bleed all that money out, this is essentially saying that if they brought in no income and they lived on their same budget, they could live 5 more months before having $0. This is why it's so important to crush your debt as well, because as soon as you pay off that debt, that's another $1,000 in John and Sarah's case, in their pocket every single month that can go towards other goals. And knowing that they can pay it off, probably in 3 years or less, can be really encouraging to hear. This is their current income, which you gain from their income page. And, these little yellow boxes is I usually talk to Siri or ask Alexa, Alexa, when is 5 months from today? And I'll type that in so I know, when I could be, when I would be out of income. These numbers change drastically over time, but again, this is all auto-filled for you. When will John and Sarah get to $100,000 in net worth? And that's 4 years from now. So you say, you could type in, what is 48 months from today? And you can type in that date. If you really want to go crazy like I do, how old will I be? How old will my wife be at that time? And you can type in your own different milestones if you want to as well. If you know how to work with different equations, these are all very simple. You'd have to tweak those as well, but this gives you a good idea. When is financial freedom? Um, with medical expenses, without medical expenses, this is the amount that we need to get there, and this is how long it's going to take John and Sarah to get there at this present moment. I will tell you, those numbers might be high at first. When my wife and I first started, I was going to be dead before I would even figure it out, and now we're going to be close to 50. So stay the course, folks. Don't let those first numbers scare you. Um, what you need saved by. This is just a good thing to be gauged on where you need to be. Right now, John and Sarah about 1/3 of the way to having enough cash that they should have by the time they were 30. I don't think we ever talked about how old they are, but I mentioned they had college kids, so maybe they're a little bit behind. But again, that would change. Um, how many months would it take for them to get there? 17 months. Alexa, you know, when is 17 months from today? It'll tell you, and you can type those in as well. So again, everything in yellow you can type in. All the rest is pretty much auto-filled for you. If John and Sarah wanted to, uh, assuming the age of death at 80, retire in 10 years, they're only 4% of the way right now, so they're not ready. But again, these numbers really start changing over time, which is why I think it's important to keep your life track going. And this can be a lot of fun as well, because this gets into projecting your future and ultimately seeing how close you are to retirement, which are, of course, our last couple steps. So I want to appreciate your time and watching these videos. There's a lot of information, a lot of time. Hopefully this helps a little bit, or at least answers some questions instead of just looking at worksheets and telling you where to go or wondering where you're supposed to go. But in the end, we're here to help you no matter what. So enjoy, good luck, stick to your journey, and we're here to help you along the way.